Good or good, RSA good. Welcome in. I've got something I haven't run before. Got a whole box full of antique and vintage women's magazines, for lack of a better term, from the 20s and 30s. This whole box is full. Figure what I'm going to do is just show the front and the back and then run it for probably a minute, and all will start at $3. Shipping is capped at $9.21. So as soon as you buy one, everything after that should be free on the shipping. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Hey, Beta Beth, thanks for coming in. Let me get my phone flipped around here real quick, and then we will start. And I'm just going to pull them out as they're in the box. I really don't know what's in there. I found this box at a yard sale a couple of weeks ago. I think it was a yard sale, and thought they'd be good to bring to whatnot. So whether you buy one or not, I think they'll be fun to look at. These things always have a lot of great ads in them. So as I mentioned, we'll show the front and the back cover, then go ahead and start the auction at 1 minute. Let me see if I can figure out which pair of glasses I need to wear. Hey, Julia Rod, Brown Mamba, welcome in. So let me go ahead and show the front and the back. We'll start with this Modern Priscilla magazine from April 1925. Great cover of, I guess it's siblings maybe. Got the girl in the yellow dress, the girl in the white dress, and the little boy here. Love the clothes from back then. Hope everybody's having a great Wednesday so far. Then on the back, we have an ad for Sunset Soap Dyes with flapper looking girl here getting ready to go out, I guess. And then the boy and girl down here. So let me go ahead and get this thing started, and then I'll just show as much as I can for the minute that it runs. So let's go to start auction. Let's do 1 minute, and we'll see how this works. We can adjust if we need to. And let's see. Let me go ahead and pull this off so I'll be ready to go. And here we go. All right, so that's running. So as we look in the first page here, another great ad for Bon Amy, I guess. Looks like it's a polisher, polishing and cleaning. Hey, thanks, Lost Ledger, for the bid. Here's a Montgomery Ward ad here. I know there's some needlepoint magazines, Women's Day maybe. Ohio and Arizona, 2,000 miles apart but neighbors in their choice of this white laundry soap. P&G, the white Martha or naphtha soap. So then, but yeah, lots of, I don't know whether you scrapbook or just collect these. Going to be lots of great images in here. Right, 10 seconds left. Looks like we have some needlepoint patterns here. All right, looks like the Lost Ledger is going to take this one. Thanks for the bid. Let me put this back up here. And all this will ship out tomorrow, by the way. I'm going to play trivia tonight, so I won't get them out today. Going to play trivia with the family. Hey, David, Papergoy, another great seller here on the platform, who also does ephemera, among other things. I'm doing great. Just thought I'd try these magazines. I haven't really run these before, but they were cool. So, let me put it back in the plastic sleeve here real quick. Most all these were in plastic sleeves when I found them. So, hey, welcome in, me fry guy. See how many names I can butcher during the show today. Let's see who else is in here. Hey, Terry, 5095. Hey, Rocky Top Auctions. Welcome in. Julie Wren, Julie Rod, Brown Mamba said hi to K Sunshine. I am Stuart with Franklin Hill Ventures. I'm here in Knoxville, Tennessee. In addition to whatnot, I do a lot of other platforms, and also, hey Ben, also doing have three antique booth locations here in the Knoxville area. So if you're ever coming in, hey, we got two Greenville, Tennessee people in here, I believe. So All right, so next up we have a woman's world. So as I mentioned, we'll show the cover and the back, and then we will start it for a minute. Hey, Dad's postcards. So this one is from July 1928, and an issue devoted to the love of country, the love of home, and the love of family life. And somebody Wolf, I think, is who painted the cover art there. Then on the back we have a ad for Del Monte fruits and vegetables. Can hasn't changed a whole lot in the almost 100 years since this magazine came out, but it'll be 100 years in 2 years. That's hard to believe. So this magazine is 98 years old. All right, we're going to go ahead and run next. And here we go. So let's go ahead and get on the inside here. So Jackie is the baby now, so he wants the family jewels. And it's another P&G, the white naphtha soap. Got a poem there in the front. Looks like this one has some stories. This must be the Glory Boy. Must be a military World War One maybe story. Let's see what we can get through here. Here's Campbell's vegetable soup with the Campbell's kids here. Here comes the bandwagon. Hey, welcome in Cindy Lou Who. Haven't seen you in a while. Hey, Car Bar. Hey, Melody Marie. Oh, cool ad here for Listerine. But maybe no interest in the Women's Day. All right, we will set that one aside and pull the next one. Everything's starting at $3. Shipping is capped at $9.21. So basically, once you buy one magazine, shipping should be free after that, I believe. We'll bring that. All right, this one is a little smaller form. It's a Liberty magazine. Says, "Is the president a well man today?" Hmm. And then we have a Chesterfield ad on the back with the girl with the green gloves and the green hat. Hand in glove with more smoke pleasure. I love the ads for the cigarettes back then. The Chesterfield glove, created by New York. Oh, it's got a place to store your cigarettes. So, hey, Weeda Joanne. Hey, Houthi. All right, so let me go ahead and get this one started, and then we will show as much as we can for a minute. And that is off. Whoops. That is off and running. So there's a Goodrich tire ad. Then we have an R&G used Ford V8. Just kind of the railroads tell what is wrong with Senator Wheeler. Just kind of skipping around here. Here's the crossword puzzle. Then we have 1939 Double Mellow Old Gold Extra Age Tobacco. Never heard of that cigarette brand. The Bright Eyes of Danger. A Fool and His Money. Hey, Janet Phi, welcome in. Appreciate everybody stopping by. We'll start from the back here. Here's a Listerine toothpaste ad. Then you've got some Fleischmann's distilled dry gin, an eczema cream. All right, no interest in that one. We'll see what the next one is. Love the cover of that one. All right, this one's going to be a Needlecraft magazine from October 1931. See if I can get it out here. Well, goodness. Some tough tape they used there. All right, so you got the Lucky Strike ad on the back. Emily Bell from Bronxville, New York. It's toasted, including the use of ultraviolet rays. Sunshine mellows, heat purifies your throat protection against irritation, against cough, or just don't smoke, maybe. But and then here was the cover. with the needlepoint image there. So let me go ahead and get it open, and we will go ahead and start this one. Hey, David Fry, welcome in. We're going through vintage and well, mostly, well, I guess they're technically vintage because they're not quite 100 years old. So vintage women's magazines. And here we go on this one. All are starting at $3. All right, so a Listerine ad here. Home at Hollywood. Then here's a table placemat, maybe. Majolica effects and needlework. So this one's a little more maybe instructional than the other ones. Here's a peacock pattern. Ooh, like the fashions here. So you get into some dressmaking here, it looks like. Hey, bell ringer. Let's see what our back page ad is here. Buy a needlepoint pattern this month. All right, let's see what we have next. Hope everybody's having a great Wednesday. So far, so good for me. Got a lot listed today. Had a lot to package up and took probably, I don't know, 13 or 14 packages to the post office today. And as I mentioned earlier, we're going to play trivia tonight. So at one of the breweries here in town. All right. Here we have a woman's world. And this one, it's got some great imagery on the front. August 1928 is the date on this one. Looks like says midsummer ideas and needlewood and cookery for busy homemakers. Got different features in there. Hey, Nana Boo Boutiques. This one does have a little tear in the back here, if you can see that. And we have a Kellogg's Cornflakes ad on the back here. Looks like they filled their bowl up with Kellogg's Cornflakes and peaches. This originally went to Dyersville, Iowa. Hey, Vintage from the Hearts. Anybody else I missed, thanks for coming in. I am Stuart with Franklin Hill Ventures here in Knoxville, Tennessee, doing antique and vintage magazines today. $3 start on all of them. Shipping is capped at $9.21. So it should be, once you've bought one, shipping will be free after that. So let's go ahead and get this one started. And here we go. So you have an Ivory Flakes, Ivory Soap ad on the front here. Love the imagery there. Alimony by Alma Boyce Holland. So you got a story about some type of alimony here. Thank you, Lost Ledger. Ooh, like these dresses here. You have a romance story. So another Campbell soup ad for vegetable soup. Ooh, they were using gelatin back then. Back in the day, they would put pretty much anything in gelatin, liver, any fruits, which sound okay, ground beef, chicken, if it was a food, they would encase it in gelatin and eat it. So here's a Heinz ad here. A doctor wrote this advertisement. All right, The Lost Ledger, that will be coming your way with your other Modern Priscilla magazine. Thanks for the bid. Hey, Carol Russ, thanks for stopping in. And we'll see how many of these I get through. I do have a kind of a hard stop at 5 today. Any I don't sell today will probably go to one of my antique booths. Uh, what I'm kind of thinking. Oh, this one's got some cool artwork on the front. It's another women's world. And you have this one's from July 20 or 19, 20, not 2025, July 1925. You have the little kid here, and you've got the birds doing something, and pretty pretty brightly colored picture there. This was 10 cents originally. And then on the back, we have Fairbanks Gold Dust powder. Let's see, keeps bathtub, bowls, tiling, and floor clean, sweet, and sanitary with little effort. So some kind of cleaning powder, I guess. Looks like it'll clean pretty much anything though. And let's go ahead and get this one started. All right, we have a Quaker puffed wheat and puffed rice ad on the front. And we got some kind of label in here. It looks like, let's see what we got. Got the renewal label here. So that will stay in there. Then this story's Yellow Jasmine, a Cuban senorita, a comely young man from the States, and a friendship that couldn't be kept merely platonic. So some romance going on in the magazine here. Then we have a Nesco oil cook stove. That's pretty cool right there. Then dainty dresses for little children. Few under 18 escape goiter, young girls especially. So I guess you can use iodized salt to keep the goiter away. Kellogg's cornflakes. All right, the Lost Ledger. Thank you. And as I mentioned at the beginning, these will all ship tomorrow. So far you got 3 coming your way, and you did just unlock bronze. So make sure you go up to the little crown at the top and get your discount for your next purchase. I think it's 5% at bronze, then it goes up 5% with each level that you obtain. Hey, Tyler. Good to see you. Haven't been doing shows as much anymore, so I'm seeing a lot of people that I haven't seen in a while. So thanks for stopping by. Hey, Just a Genie. All right, let's do this one from September 1931. You have the fortune teller on the front here. Looks like she's reading this little girl's palm. They're at the carnival at the fair. You can see a Ferris wheel in the background. That was done by Miriam Story Herford, is who drew that. And September 1931, you got ringing the changes on apple pie, dozen breakfast menus to lower food cost, and then some short stories. Then on the back, we have no one can hi-hat us about our hands if, and it's an Ivory soap ad back here. So let's go and get it open and we'll get it started. Hey, Fergie, thanks for coming in. If you weren't in here earlier, I'm Stuart with Franklin Hill Ventures here in Knoxville, Tennessee, doing vintage, almost antique, but close to 100-year-old women's magazines today. So we're going to go ahead and run this one, and that one is running. So here we have Oxidol ad, a Patricia Alden story. When lighthearted Patricia decides to fall in love, she falls as thoroughly as she did everything else in her gay career. She will give you a chuckle or two as she starts down the small town trail. Thank you, Just a Genie. Then you have a tomato soup. Add all the tomatoes glorious in this famous soup. Here's a Listerine ad. Don't offend others. Here's the swift, pleasant remedy for halitosis. I think people like the fortune teller cover on this one most likely. Here's Black Flag liquid, kills flies and mosquito dead. Here's Mazzola. Kind of remember Mazzola. And then here's another puffed wheat. And Just a Genie took that one. Thank you so much. Tell you what, I'm going to grab a sleeve off this one magazine that didn't sell and fit that one in there. Thanks for the bids, everyone. Yeah, I thought that was a really cool cover. A little different with the fortune teller, and must be fate that you stopped in to see the fortune teller cover. All right, just a genie 33. Let me write your name down. It's good to see everyone today. I recognize a lot of names I'm seeing. I used to do shows all the time, and I just don't do them as much anymore. Still enjoy doing them, but I've just kind of shifted my focus to some other things. But occasionally we'll do your paper paloozas or ephemeramas. And then, if I find the right things like these magazines, I will go ahead and just pop up every now and then. So thanks for coming in. Hey, playing cards and more, and just a genie, unlock bronze. I think, hold on, let me look at my solds here. I think they may have bought a buy. Oh, thanks for the purchase in the buy it now of the Boozlebane. I thought that was a really cool little booklet there. All right, so this is a Women's World from May 1925. Fortune telling and vampires. I'll remember that. And this says Peter Pan on the front. It says Miss Dorothy Stone is Peter Pan. Then on the back, we have a Pillsbury ad. First Pillsbury ad I think we've seen. You can make 25 foods from this cake batter. We've received many, many, many letters from housewives complimenting us on the splendid Pillsbury loaf cake. It's simple to make, light, flavory, delicious, and best of all, you can make 25 foods from the batter of this cake. So, and there's just a few of the recipes there. So we'll go ahead and get this one started with Peter Pan on the front. Let's see, run next, and that one is running. So we have an ad for Gold Seal Congelium art rugs. Here's some of the different patterns. I'm trying my best not to nick the edges of the pages when I turn these. Some of them are a little brittle, so I'll do my best there. Here's a Montgomery Ward catalog ad. A letter to mother from Alma Boyce Holland there. The sinister gleam of a green eye. The story of a girl who offered herself in marriage in expiation of her brother's alleged misdeed. Ooh. Some of these stories in these seem a little spicy. Here is Ford Weekly Purchase Plan from the Ford Motor Company. Get the cool car in the background there. Here's a puffed wheat ad. Looks like we have no Peter Pan fans. Oh, Orange Moon Vintage Company comes in at the very last second. Thank you. Here we have a Buster Brown ad. Buster Brown hosiery ad. Thank you, Lost Ledger. This one does have a little tear. Well, actually, somebody cut one thing out back here, so hopefully that doesn't make a difference. Probably a recipe would be my guess. And then here's Gold Dust washing powder. Let me know if that's an issue there. I mean, I showed it at the very end, but I did not realize that was in there. So hopefully that's okay. All right, let me grab another sleeve off one that didn't sell up here. Thank you, and thanks for the bids. Let's see, let's stick that one back up there, and we'll put Peter Pan in here. Orange Moon Vintage Company, thanks for the bid. Hope everybody had a good Memorial Day, and appreciate anybody who's in the service and anybody knows anybody who ended up living the ultimate sacrifice. I know sometimes we forget why we have Memorial Day and it's just all about going to the lake, but we definitely need to remember what it's all about. So thanks to everybody out there who served the country. And thanks for coming into the show today. All right, let's see what we got next here. Next, we have a Needlecraft magazine, and this one's from October 1926. So this one will be an antique in just a couple of months. So on the front, we have this girl that's either feeding the squirrels. She looks a little alarmed, maybe. Maybe the squirrels are getting ready to attack her for the nut that she has in her hand. But it says the Ogilvies, I think is what that says. And then on the back, we have a Sun-Made raisin ad. First one of those we've seen. Never heard of puffed Sun-Made raisins. Look at all the different packaging. This is the one that I remember. Hey, the Cosmic Tomb. Hey, Blair McCoy. Thanks for coming in. All right, let's go ahead and get this one started. And it is off and running. So we have you tried Bon Ami powder or Amy powder? It's a polishing and cleaning powder. Not hitting every page, but here's a Fells Naphtha ad. I love all the fashions they used to wear back then. The Best Taste by Kellogg. Cornflakes ad. Thank you, In a Violet World. National Cloak and Suit Company ad there. Xanol, the better way to buy. So I guess this was a catalog where you could buy home goods and such, but you can see all the flatware up there. Something about a magician here. Legend of the Highborn Lady and the Wise Magician. Bid Sooty Kettles a lasting goodbye. Singer Sewing Machines. All right, In a Violet World took that one. Thank you so much. Get this one back in the bag here. Hey, Vinovin. Hey, Amy Emerali. Thanks for coming in. I am Stuart with Franklin Hill Ventures here in Knoxville, Tennessee. And a little bit of a rainy, stormy Wednesday, so a good day to be inside doing a whatnot show. So, In a Violet World. And for anybody who wasn't in here, the everything will ship out tomorrow. That's sold in the show today. Sometime I get things out same day, but tonight's trivia night at the brewery, so we are going to play trivia with three of my four kids. Um, one of my daughters and her husband are actually in Romania, I think it is. They were in Austria and then they took a train to Romania and eventually they're going to end up in Spain for a wedding, I think. So they live quite the life. We definitely live vicariously through our kids. So, all right, next up, we got a Modern Priscilla magazine. Get it out. This has got a cool cover. Oh, this one's actually a true antique. It's from 1924. Goodness, this tape. I should have bought some scissors over here. Yeah, I think my daughter and her husband went on a booze cruise last night down whatever river is in Romania and FaceTimed us. They were funny. All right, here we go. Modern Priscilla, November 1924. Love that outfit this lady has on. And then this one does have some tears on the cover. You can see. And then on the back, we have the Victrola ad. So three different models shown here. Sold a couple of Victrolas in my booth before. And then you got images of, I guess, some of the people that you can get the Victrola records for. Hey, Angela Sim. Thanks for coming in. All right. So we got it. Let me go ahead and get this one started. We have another Bon Amy ad. Guess I'm saying that right. Bon Amy, Bon Ami. Chickens down there. Gifts of dainty underwear that any girl can make for another. So if you want to make your girlfriend some underwear, you might want to bid on this magazine. Thank you, Orange Moon Vintage. Got the like hockey stick over here. Nashua blankets, more warmth per dollar. There's a Roper complete oven control. Look at that. That is a cool oven. Then we have Knox gelatin. It's probably got liver inside there or something. Prevent that milk colic. And look. Ah. All right. Looks like Orange Moon Vintage Company took that one. Thank you so much. Looks like all these were from the same person in Green or Dyersville, Iowa so far. These I got them in Knoxville, Tennessee. So who knows how they came from Iowa all the way to Knoxville. But as mentioned at the start of the show, it's a huge, big box. Probably 100 or so magazines in there, at least. So we'll see how many we can get through today. Oops, let me pull this back out. I crawled a corner up there. All right, this will go into Orange Moon Vintage Company stack. Yes, it is. Yeah, I was surprised. I mean, it was a yard sale. I got to it like mid morning, and I was surprised it was still there. They may have just brought it out or something, but I'm always looking for any paper stuff. That's kind of my passion, and so I love the history of paper, and I love all the old ads, and really just, I mean, I sell a ton of other things, but paper is probably my favorite thing to find because of all the stories. So. All right, so next up we have a July 1927 Women's World, kind of a patriotic theme here, making a flag. And it was painted for Women's World by Miriam Story Herford. I think we've seen some of her art already. And these are in remarkably good condition. I mean, they have some expected wear, obviously, being almost 100 years old, but not really any, major rips or tears. And so far, the covers have been pretty firmly attached with the staples. You can see some rust on all them, but a lot of times you find these and the covers are separated. So, all right, let's go ahead and get it open and we'll get started. Oh, this one's cool already. All right, here we go. This is Perfection Oil Cook Stoves and Ovens. And then we have Rekindling the Patriotism of 1927 at the Shrines of 76. So got images of all the different like Independence Hall and the old State House and Washington's headquarters. We have a story called Dixie and the Devil, in which the identity of the mysterious masked devil is revealed before the unbelieving eyes of Dixie and Joseph, the concluding installment of Boom Boom Dixie and the Devil. Bell's Naphtha ad, an old time patriotic fourth. So it looks like they're maybe having a picnic. Look at all the people dressed up. They're doing hog calling. So I don't know if we have any hog callers here in the show. Sunshine biscuits. All right, no interest in that one. No worries. We will set it aside. What did I do with maybe that one wasn't in a sleeve. All right, here's a women's world. This one's got some nice colorful cover here. Let's see. So this one's from May of 1932. Nice colorful artwork on the front. Looks like got a little dog here. They're knocking on somebody's door, so I'm not sure what they're doing. And then we have Pillsbury's Best Flour, all the little strawberry shortcakes. 444 strawberry shortcakes, all alike, all perfect, part of an amazing series of baking tests, which prove the value of balance in flour. Suppose some morning the mailman should bring you 35 bags of flour. So, what would you do if you got 35 bags of flour in the mail? All right, let's go ahead and get this one started. Let me go ahead and get it opened up here. If you want to see more of what I got, you can check out my website there, franklinhillventures.com. All right, let's start it. And this one is off and running. When this Christopher sells his ocean, he's got his boat and it's an ad for soap. Here's a tomato soup ad. Diet in the adolescent years. Building up an adequate health reserve is largely a matter of choosing the right food and getting enough rest in the years preceding maturity. It's a little tear down there. Pep Bran Flakes. Thank you, Orange Moon Vintage Company. You are in a beauty contest every hour of every day. Now we have some good recipes here. Divinity Deluxe, orange coconut dessert, coconut mousse. So a lot of coconut. Yeah. So new coconut dainties. More power to you, shredded wheat. And then, oops, guess I'm got a little too into that one. That one sold Orange Moon Vintage Company. Thanks a lot. And that will go in your stack. Make sure that you get your discount for your next purchase, going up to the little crown in the top and claim your rewards club reward. All right, Orange Moon Vintage Company. Thanks for the purchase. Let's see what we got next. All right, this one's a Needlecraft magazine, and it's from July of 1930. Pretty nice cover on this one with the spinning wheel. It's like a mom and her daughter working together. Looks like maybe in what that would be, maybe whatever the one with all the fjords and stuff is. Would that be like Iceland? Then we have a camel cigarette ad on the back. Sometimes in the whirl of existence, one likes a moment apart, a moment of reflection and tranquility. Siesta, camels fit this mood of introspection. So she's thinking about life while she smokes her camel. Hey, welcome in, Kristen Koo. Hey, Hayes, Vintage Vibes. Anybody else I missed? I am Stuart with Franklin Hill Ventures here in Knoxville, Tennessee. So welcome in. This one does have the subscription expiration notice in it. All right, let's go ahead and get this one started. And it is off and running. You need a baker's. Fig Newtons. I love Fig Newtons. I like Fig Newtons and Blueberry Newtons and really any kind of Newton. When little maids dress up for summer. Thank you, Orange Moon Vintage Company. Listerine ends halitosis. You got the little boys fighting there. Not one out of 10 escapes this social fault. Your subscription expires with this issue. Discrimination, taste, and diplomacy. Nice, cute picture there. Your choice of these new 23-piece Luster tea sets. I would like to have the tea sets for my booth. Cuddles, a new darling with the rubber arms. So you got an ad for a doll here. Thank you, 207 Surf Dude. Then you got a bunch of ads back here. Omar necklace. A cool kitchen reveals its secret. All right, Orange Moon Vintage Company. Thanks for the bids on that one, everyone. I guess if I were to start smoking, I'd smoke camels so I can have moments of tranquility like that. Let's see, make sure I get it in the right stack. All right, let's see what we got next. We've only got about 100 and something more to go through. As I mentioned, I do have a hard stop today at 5. So if we don't get through everything, which we probably won't, I will do a round two sometime. Oh, this one's cool. This one is a Home Arts Needlecraft magazine. First one of these we've seen, I think. And it's from December of 1935, and it's got the toys on the cover here. Got the Jack in the Box, like a Christmas issue, I guess. Yeah, December. That makes sense. And then on the back, we have the Lucky Strike ad. Thanks. I'd rather have a Lucky. They're easy on my throat. It's like nobody thought about, not smoking to be take care of their throat issues. But I like all the old Camel ads from like I'd find them in Popular Mechanics where like 4 out of 10 doctors recommend Camel cigarettes or whatever. So, all right, let's go ahead and get this one started with the Listerine ad on the inside front cover, and that is running. I guess this is a Christmas. We'll call this a Christmas issue. Looks like Old Dutch. I guess that's the pattern. Or maybe Old Dutch is. Oh no, Old Dutch is a cleanser. Then you have a cartoon here or a comic, a bullseye for dad. Some cross stitch patterns here, a bunch of ads. Knox gelatin ad here, New England Christmas. Look at the animated clock. That would be awesome to find. Yeah, I would love to find that in the wild. And you got this Teasel the Tufted Pup. And let's see what's on the back cover. Can you find 10 faces in the picture below? And if you can win $2,250. Oh, let's see. Okay, let's see who all can see a face. So far, well, I mean, obviously, thank you, 207 Surf Dude. I guess they're in this picture. Does anybody see a face yet? Oh, there we go. I found one right there. And oh, there's one. So I found two. So I'm well on my way to winning $2,250. Thanks for the purchase. Let me get this back in the sleeve here. $207 Surf Dude. Hey, John 0242. One lady, one old crow. Thanks for coming in. Anybody else I've missed? All right, let's see what we got next. Here's another magazine we haven't seen yet, the American Needlewoman. So this one's from March 1925. So over 100 years old on this one. Front cover art by Edward C. Caswell, it looks like. And then let's see what we have on the back. And it's going to the same Mrs. Simon Shermer in Dyersville, Ohio. No money down. Hartman gives you a 27 by 52-inch hearth rug free. Send no money now, just the coupon, and they'll send you this wonderful 9 by 12-foot free rug. And so this is kind of like the Columbia Record Club, but for carpet. So, all right. Anybody else join the Columbia Record Club multiple times? When I was in college, we had so many records coming to the fraternity house. It was crazy. They're probably still trying to track us down, but anyway. All right, let's go ahead and get this one started. And it is off and running. So on the inside cover, a page of pictorial interest. Oh, so just some cool photographs here. $1 million in jewelry. So these are some interesting pictures. Pretty pillows are always in demand. A dolly for those who do Armenian lace. Then we have a story. Their tender love can go hand in hand with ready and rugged manliness is demonstrated in this big new story. J&P Coats Cottons. I've had some of their spools that I've sold before. Here's a Sears ad, Sears Roebuck and Company. Montgomery Ward and Company wallpaper. Don't worry, Jack, the heirloom rug weaver. All right, Orange Moon Vintage took that one. Thank you so much. And that was your one on the back for Gladiolas. It sounds like my grandson's up upstairs, or my granddaughter one. We've got my daughter who lives in Houston staying with us with her two kids while her husband is getting their house ready to put on the market. They started doing a little work and found some mold under the floor. So they're having to pull up all the floor. And so they came to stay with us. So hate they have the issue, but glad our grandkids are here. So let's see. Orange Green Vintage Company, that will go with yours. And let's see what we got next. We have The American Woman, Augusta, Maine, October 2022. So 104 years old on this one almost. And this one does have, it looks like maybe the staples come out a little bit on this one on the bottom there. Does have some staining along the edge. Then on the back, we have the Foldaway City of Toys, an entire city of cutout wonder toys. That's cool. Another thing I would like to find. I bet those would be hard to find in any kind of condition that's any good since they were made of cardboard, it looks like, or paper. Let's see how well this is attached. Well, it's actually still attached. It's just bent. All right, let's go ahead and get this one started. And it is running. The Small House Dining Room. The Gate of Fulfillment. Not sure what's going on there. Just kind of turn the pages to wherever it's easiest to pull the page up. So we probably missed some cool stuff, but you can only show so much in a minute. The New Bargain Book of New York Styles. Why have a sour stomach? Thank you, 207 Surf Dude. Looks like there was something cut out. They probably sent off whatever. They probably sent out for the complete brass bed outfit. And then here's Montgomery Ward Golden Jubilee catalog. And Manchurian wolf scarf. Look at that. All right, 207 Surf Dude took that one. Let's see, put that with your other one. For anybody just coming in, I'm Stuart with Franklin Hill Ventures here in Knoxville, Tennessee, doing this box of vintage and antique magazines. They would all fall under the category of ladies' magazines, I believe. We've had some needlepoint and women's world and needlecraft here. Uh, so this must be a Romanian lady. It says Romania embroidery. John Edwin Jackson did that. And this one's from 1931. Then on the back, we have another camel ad. Of course, camels are milder, they're fresh. It's the mark of a considerate hostess by means of the humidor pack to serve a fresh cigarette. Buy camels by the carton. So I guess it's got its own little built-in humidor, which probably means it's got a plastic lining around it. Hey, Jenny from the block. Skylar Rose, anybody else that I missed, thanks for coming in. All right, let's go ahead and get this one started, and it is off and running. We got some kids playing baseball here, and it's a ad for P&G Napta soap. Here's some Romanian fashion. Towel linen unites with crochet to form gay covers. Love the hairstyles on here. Thank you, 207 Surf Dude. The sweater blouse in its latest version. One big lip. Good luck, jar rubbers with the big handy lip. A smart sport cap. Let's see what the back one. So you just got some patterns on the back here and the piece bag here. All right, 207 Surf Dude. Took that one. Thank you so much. And you unlock bronze, so make sure you go up to the crown. And thank you for bronze. You get 5% off your next purchase. That's good in the buy it now or the auctions. So I do have a ton of stuff in the buy it now. So if you want to check that out, and that's also included in the 925 capped shipping. So more or less, once you buy one thing, once you get to a pound, everything's free after that. And the magazines are in at 12 to 15 ounces. So once you buy one magazine, everything after that should be free. Uh, all right, let's see what we got next. We must be into like an international like series here because this one's Argentina and Spain. Had Romania last issue, and then this is 1931. Argentina and Spain. She has the little what are those little things called? I've gone blank on what they're called. Um, anyway, castanets, right? Use old Dutch cleaner is the back ad. Hey, secondhand Shenan's, Hamler, anybody else I missed? Thanks for coming in. All right, let's go ahead and get this one started with the Lucky Strike ad here. And it is off and running. Sunshine mellows, heat purifies. It's an odd, is that I guess that's a guy, but then at the beach, decorative curtains for the kitchen, scalp troubles, lose dandruff. And then don't miss Bobby Jones, the King of Golf Listerine Hour, every Wednesday night on the NBC network. Why scrub say millions who laugh at wash day? So you got the little comic strip there, and then we have an Argentinian lady there. Stop pain, remove corns. Why in the world should you buy anywhere else? You got a Sears catalog, and here's some doilies. It's a little Eskimo doll there, and an elf doll. All right, 207 Surf Dude took that one. Hey, thanks for the purchases and thanks for coming in. And have a great rest of your Wednesday. Hey, Most Finds Vent. Yeah, well, I get this one back in the sleeve here. For anybody who's just coming in, I am Stuart with Franklin Hill Ventures here in Knoxville, Tennessee. I consider it God's country, but it's a nice rainy day today, so it was a good day to do a whatnot show. And in addition to whatnot, I saw in a bunch of other places and also have 3 antique booths here in the Knoxville area. So if you're ever in Nashville or in Knoxville, rather, stop in and check out West End Antiques, Beard and Antique Mall, or Granny's Attic in Clinton, which is just north of Knoxville. And you can find links to all that on my webpage, franklinhillventures.com. So I hope everybody's having a great Wednesday so far. I've got a hard stop at 5 o'clock today, so we got just about another hour and 10 minutes. We're going to play trivia tonight. So, all right, this one's another American Needlewoman. I think this is we've seen a couple of these. This one's from July 1923. So 100 and roughly 103 years old in another month or so. A frog strangle. Yeah, it's just been kind of on and off here today, but we've had a ton of rain over the last week, and then the next week's just, humidity rain. It's so hot and humid right now. It's kind of early for it to be so humid, but it's been that way. And then we have Zane Grey. So it's like a book given. Oh, so you get 3 subscriptions to the American Needlewoman. I guess you could pick out some of these books. So you'd get 50. Looks like you'd get 50 cents towards buying books. Tarzan the Terrible. Right. So you have the little girl with the umbrella on the front. Let's open it up and then we'll get started. All right, run next, and here we go. We'll see. Get us through as much of it as we can in a minute. These pages are going to be hard to turn. There we go. Natural linen set for the summer porch. And we still probably have at least 100 of these things to go through. Well, I don't guess there's separation. You can see the staples a little bit there, but out of the clouds, this is the story of a shining knight with human faults and a queen who cannot play a good game of auction bridge. That sounds like a compelling stories. Yep, yep, you can definitely get these for a steal. Starting them all at $3. So I just have so many. Any that don't sell, I'll put in my booth. But I love ephemera, and I like to you know spread it around. So glad people can get good deals. But yeah, um, I could take the time to list all these individually on another platform, but it just takes so long, and um, so I'd just rather move them through like this, and I have fun looking at them as I show them too. So, hey, always be fearless. Hey, Jacob Sherman. Let's see. So we will put this one aside. That one just barely fits in the sleeve there. All right. All right. Let's see what we got next. Let me just go down. Let me pull a few out and see what we got in the middle. See if we get anything any different. Oh, this one's cool. So this is a modern Priscilla. We've seen a few of those, but great cover art on this one with the mom and the baby. March 1922, so almost 104 years old, or over 104 years old since it's March. But you have the mom and the rosy cheeked baby here. Then on the back, we have a cashmere bouquet toilet soap. She was a discriminating person, the girl of long ago who made cashmere bouquet soap her choice, so set this fragrant soap apart as the favored toilet soap for women. So, all right. Let me go ahead and get this one started. And it is running. So we have gold seal congealium art rugs. And for that, Priscilla speaks for herself. The Diary of a Lonesome Girl. Among the readers of Modern Priscilla, there are thousands of lonesome girls. Yes, and just around the corner, there are thousands of Jimmies. So, oh, it's little letters, I guess, from all the lonesome girls. Uh, Embroidered peasant blouses for the miss who makes her own. Here's a Richardson's embroidery and crochet silks. So, an ad for that. The Ball of Quality, JP and Coats. Those spools sell real well if you ever find them anywhere. Thanks for the bid. Look at the Jiffy baby pants. And Orange Moon Vintage Company took that. Thank you so much. And for anybody who didn't hear early, anything you buy today will ship out tomorrow. So you should have it by early next week. Okay, Orange Moon Vintage Company. Let me get this in your stack. Hey, Derica Polk. Thank you for coming in. And let's see what we got next. Oh, this one's awesome. Another modern Priscilla. And another rosy cheeked baby. September 1922. So you got the baby in the bathtub. Have a little staining there on the front. Then on the back, we have the cashmere bouquet ad again. A little different ad, but same product. Yeah, let's go ahead and see what we got inside. All right, and that is off and running. Bone Me or Bone Amy. It's probably a me, I guess. That sounds fancier. It's a polishing, cleaning product. Hey, military wife. And then we have a Victrola ad here. We have a story. Bet all these stories are fun to read. Applique is delightful for bedroom furnishings. Bell's Naphtha Soap. Healthier homes with the sanitary house cleaner. Here's a free catalog. Only 3 cents profit on the dollar. The world's best styles at the lowest prices. The girl with her fur coat on. No interest in this one. Let's see what the back ad was real quick. I'm curious. Ludlow crochet twine. This beautiful colonial rug is easy to make. So you could make that rug yourself. Hey, Sheila E. All right, let's see what we have next. All right, we have another needlecraft, and it's another one of the like around the world issues. This one is Russia. It looks like somebody wrote something on the front. Ruth Shermer. Oh, well, let's see. Miss S. Shermer. Ruth Ruth Shermer, Dyersville, Iowa. Yeah, I'm not sure what they were writing their name on the front for, but in any case, it looks like it's written in pencil. And then we have an ad for new luxurious new type Olson rugs on the back. All right, let's go ahead and get this one started. It is off and running. So this one is a P&G Naphtha soap ad. Have the little boy there. Looks like he got a poem called The Snowdrop. A colorful couch cover. Here's gargle Listerine every 2 hours. After shopping, look out for a cold. Kills germs in 15 seconds. There's your Kotex ad. Millions of women prefer it. And that's cool. America's Most Authentic Style book is offered to you free. Where's that talent? You suffered for at 20 and neglected at 30. Develop it at 40. She looks like she's about 60, but people looked older back then. Here's Rinso, the granulated soap. All right, no interest there. Just always like to see what's in the back ad real quick. Lucky Strike. It's toasted. Says August Heckscher. So a cool Lucky Strike ad there. Hey, thanks for sharing, Laura Lau. All right, let's see what we got next. Oh, we got the American Woman, and we have a bride on the front here. This one looks like it may have been folded at some point. Does have a little crease on the front, it looks like. Um, so here's the front, and you have the bride. This one's from June 1921. So what, 105 years old next month. And then waist or dress. So if you basically gave so they were this magazine, they look like they were big on that. They would you give people subscriptions and they give you things. So all right, let's get it started. And that's running chats with our readers. Yokes for garments of intimate wear. Hey, not Jeff. Thanks for coming in. Looking through all these old antique and vintage magazines. Here's a story called Chump, an old stick in the mud. Then here's the Quilly Quick and Sammy Slow. The voyage begins. Freckles. Dr. Isaac Thompson's eye water. Sounds a little quackish there. The most profitable summer ever spent. Oh, wow. Look at the outfits here. Attention, please notice that this page is devoted to the American Woman's Popular Awards for only 2 subscriptions each. All right, let's move on to the next one. Let me know if there's any particular subject matter as far as covers that anybody's looking for, and I can, kind of scan through them. Oh, this one's cool. So here's another modern Priscilla, and it is from 1929, January 1929, I think. It does have a little, you can see damage right there. It's also got a little damage down here in the corner. But you have the baby show first prize won by 1929. Then we have the camel ad on the back. A man isn't safe anymore, not if he has camels in his case. For the young ladies of the land with their usual penetration have discovered the excellence of this famous cigarette. So if you carried camels around, you were going to get the ladies, it sounds like back then. Yeah, you can see the little tear in the corner on this one. Really, most of these have been in really good shape. So I think that's one of the first ones we've seen a tear like that. Christabel cleans the ducks. Oh, let me go ahead and start it, and that is off and running. Modern Priscilla shopping service. Decorative guards for the Davenport. Which wallpaper is the best and why? Thank you, Lost Ledger. Here's special recipes from the proving plant. Coffee nut cake, coffee macaroon sponge, coffee fruit turnovers. How to take full advantage of soup to give variety to your meal. So a Campbell's ad here. 5 extra helpful ideas for 1929. The number one helpful idea, decide to take advantage of the extra help that can bring you sweet, airy home wash clothes without hand rubbing. So an ad for something there. Ooh, I would love to have those. My wife calls me the China King of Knoxville because that's one of the main things I sell on other platforms and in my booths. All right, the Lost Ledger took that one. Let's see. I will put that with your other ones. Thank you so much. Hey, Bounty, Alcon, anybody else I missed, thanks for coming in. Got about another, just a little under an hour left. Do have a hard stop at 5 today. Going to play trivia with the family. So, if anybody's in Knoxville and wants to play trivia, come to Zool Brewing and you can join our team. We can use all the help we can get, believe me. All right. Hey, Vintage Obsession. Thanks for coming in. Huh. Yeah. So I guess whoever had this was a little list of things they were trying to get. They must have collected these magazines. They were looking for macaws. Oh, I guess specific issues to fill out sets. So I have no idea. Oh, it's got somebody's number. So I'll have to keep my eye out and give them a call. All right, this is going to be a woman's world magazine from June of 1930. And Albert Haneke, I think, is the artist of that. And then on the back, we have choose jelly makers, choose the old way or the new. You could do the old long boil way, 30 minutes of boiling, half the juice boils away, underripe fruit needed, fruit varies, often fails to gel, or you can do the modern short boil way. So, wonder what it's I don't know what it's oh, Certo. So yeah, isn't that like pectin or something like that? So I guess an easier way to make jams and jellies. All right, so we have an ivory soap ad on the inside. Oh, let me get this started, and that is off and running. Are your hands your maids of all work? Thank you, Orange Moon Vintage Company. His Greatest Day by Zoe Mackenzie Fish. Hale would have ridden on, but Elizabeth pulled up beside him. The blow off, all the thrills and excitement of circus life, all the energy of desperately fighting youth animate this two-part story of romance under the big tent. And we have Tales of the Animal Isle. Ah, look at the little kittens. These are awesome. Campbell Soup ad. Shall I go to college? A Bon Ami ad. Kellogg's Corn Flakes. Oxidol. And then some green dresses. All right, Orange Moon Vintage took that one. Thank you so much. Let's look real quick and see what our back page was. You need a baker's graham crackers. So we saw a Fig Newton ad from, now we got graham crackers. I like graham crackers too, especially when you put marshmallows and chocolate on them. And if anybody's watching over on my YouTube channel, you can, I think there's a link you can click, come over if you see something you want to bid on, because you can't bid on it from YouTube. Orange Moon, I'll go with yours. Thank you so much. Hey, Lisa Black. Uh, Fegills, probably butchered that, but thanks for coming in. And let's see what we got next. It's another Modern Priscilla. And this one is the June Bride number of Modern Priscilla, June 1928. The house of her dreams, its furnishing and decoration, a kitchen for a queen planning the perfect wedding. And then we have the Bon Ami cleaning and polishing powder. All right, let's get this one started. And here we go. We got another jam and jelly making ad. Yes, Certo for use in making jams and jellies. A dream home, now a real home. It's got a house plans there. A kitchen for a queen. Look at this. And then the glory of the house. Then you have a Fells Naphtha ad. An American Stove Company, Lorraine. So you got some different stove models here. Working centers in the modern kitchen. Do you still get your milk on the doorstep? You can just get evaporated milk and add water to it. All right, no interest in that one. No worries. Here's a Czechoslovakia issue. We've seen what several of this, I guess, series. So this one's Czechoslovakia from October 1930. Then on the back we have another camel ad. In the long run, favorites are favorites because they're a better horse or a better cigarette. And that one is running. Try Listerine as an astringent. So you can put it on a cotton ball and rub it on your face, or you can gargle with it. Oh, somebody's not happy upstairs. Quick Quaker Oats. No other oatmeal can compare with the zestful, savory flavor of Quaker Oats. National Bella's Hess Company catalog. New York's latest fashions. Open your Sears catalog to the lowest prices in years. Here's some laundry bags you can make. Bird Manna, a book on cage birds. 20 marvelous houseplants. All right, we'll set that one aside. Oops, sorry about that. All right, here's a Liberty magazine. And this one is from 1939. I Married a Nazi, a narrative about from life about an American wife in Germany. The Battle of the Fairs, New York versus San Francisco. And then we have a Chesterfield ad on the back. Nothing else will do. Chesterfields give me more pleasure than any cigarette I ever smoked. Hey, welcome in Zippo and Cezanne and Lisa Black and anybody else I missed. So here's an old drum blended whiskey ad. Oh, let me get this one started. That's running. Swing out today's big hit, Old Drum's a favorite. Here's a Listerine ad. Some kind of story about Frida and Carol, it looks like. He looked frowning into a white woman's eyes. She was drenched to the skin. Here's Velvet Better Smoking Tobacco ad. Rehearsal for Love by Faith Baldwin. A Cloud in Eden. Now in a brilliant drama of today, a specter of set and doubt shadows a bright romance. Here's a Pepsin gum ad. And here's Greyhound bus ad. And on the back, we have 10 High Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Like that. All right. Appreciate everybody who stuck with me for the show. I guess we've been going about an hour and almost an hour and a half. And got about 45 minutes left. Well, this one's not a fashion magazine. Probably should look this one up because they had a $45 price tag on it, but I'm just going to run it. It's by the editors of Life. It's the inaugural spectacle souvenir edition. It does have some discoloration down here at the bottom and some wear. Which inauguration is this? I wonder. Let's see what's on the back. So, President of the United States, some more wear on the back. But this one is, let's see, why this book was born. It's a wonderful experience. This must be the Kennedy, maybe. So, yeah, so we'll just go ahead and start it and see if there's any interest. Um, and that one is running. Yeah, so some kind of Life magazine inauguration issue. Oh, here we go. Ushering in Kennedy, Dwight Eisenhower leads the way. So, yeah, this is the Kennedy inauguration. So, like 1960. So, there's Kennedy taking the oath from Judge Warren, all the people with there's Jackie. And now the parade. There's President and Mrs. Kennedy. There's PT 109. Pageant for a president. It's not really a woman's magazine, so it is a little off theme. There they are at some kind of show. All right. No interest on that. It was just in the box, so I pulled it out. Let's see what we have next. Let me know if I also got some postcards and stuff I could run before we finish, if anybody would be interested. I'm not really sure what I'll have right now, but I generally always have some. There's a ladies' home journal from 1946. So you have the two people, looks like they're at the beach, maybe getting run over by a wave. And then on the back, we have an Ivory soap ad here. So this one's a little newer than some of the other ones we've been looking at. So let's go in. It's a little thicker too. And let's go ahead and start it. And it's off and running. Armstrong's linoleum floor ad. Don't tell me cheesecake leaves you cold. Wake up, lazy gums, with a pana and massage. Doctors prove 2 out of 3 women can have lovelier skin in 14 days. Mama does Papa a great big favor. So, once another use for Listerine, we've seen it as a astringent mouthwash, and now you can use it to get rid of dandruff just by rubbing the Listerine in somebody's hair, apparently. Here's a squib angle toothbrush. So, a lot more ads in these later magazines. Another Woman's House, beginning a new romantic thriller. Just one cake of Kamei for softer, smoother skin. Thank you, Bijou Bells. We get all the stories and then close. All right. Thank you so much. Write your name. That's your first purchase this show. For anybody just coming in, I am Stuart with Franklin Hill Ventures here in Knoxville, Tennessee. Thanks for coming in. All right. And all this will ship out tomorrow. Huh. You're getting into a little bit different stuff down here in the bottom. I had no idea what was in this box. So this one's a Pick magazine from 1939. And it says 3 magazines in one covering the entire field of entertainment, Hollywood, Broadway, and sport. Never heard of Ann Sheridan, but that's who's on the cover. And then on the back, it's ordering a book to how to get started in radio. So let's see what else in this. I've never heard of Pick magazine, but we have Clark Gable in here. So let's go ahead and run this one. And it is off and running. So you got Clark Gable here. And get the page turned. Frankie Burke, Into the Flicks by Fluke. I guess it's kind of like a gossip magazine, maybe. Here's Broadway Pick. So The Boys from Syracuse. There's Lenore Ulrich. And then we're into the athletic or the sport pick. So we have McGowan and Mack figure skate. It looks like he's about to fling her across the ice there. These wrestlers. Yeah. Wow. This is cool. I'll have to. I know wrestling stuff can sell pretty well, so I'll have to go do some research on this one now. And then you have these people skiing on rollers. All right, no interest in that one. Hey, Thrifty Sister Antiques, Virginia, Bear Mat, anybody else I missed? We've been going through what I thought were going to be mostly all ladies' magazines because that's what's on top. But I've gotten deeper into it. There's been other types of magazines in here. Let's see. Here's a Pee Wee Herman Rolling Stone magazine. Let's see if I can get it out. It's actually two magazines in here. Let's see what the other one is. Oh, no, it's just one magazine. It was just put in there funky. So this is a Rolling Stone from 1991 and Who Killed Pee Wee Herman. And then on the back, it's a, cologne ad. So we'll see if there's any interest in this. I do have still a bunch of ladies' magazines. So after this one, we'll run some more of those since that's what was advertised. Let's get this one started, and it is off and running. So you got an ad for a Saturn. I used to live near the Saturn plant. Whatever this is. Hey, take 8 CDs for a penny. I remember back in the day, mentioned it earlier, um, bought a bunch of albums through the Columbia and RCA record clubs. There's another ad for those. Here we go. Who Killed Pee Wee? I'm not sure what this is here. Black and Bruised. The world's largest record store, something you don't see much anymore at record stores. Take any 12 cassettes for a penny. Heart, Bangles, Bad Company, Public Enemy. Right, no interest there. All right, here's another Needlecraft magazine, getting back to the women's magazines. So this one is from September 1934. Here's the cover. Got a lady doing some kind of tapestry here, it looks like. Then on the back, we have a Chesterfield ad. Hey, Gammy. Hey, Lady Red. Hey, Patricia. Thanks for coming in. Everything's starting at $3. Shipping's capped at $9.21. So basically, after you buy one magazine, everything else should be free after that. All right, let me go and get this one started. And it is running. You got a Bon Me ad. It's a cleanser. This one does have a little bit of wear down here in the corner. Looks like something may have nibbled on it at some point along its life. Crochet dinner cloth. Look at the place setting. Mr. Coffee Nerves. He yells quits. Some kind of, it's for postum coffee. Food and Facts Home Folks. You got some menus there. The magazine title on this one is Needlecraft, the Home Arts Magazine from September of 1934. Her grape jelly was always a gamble. Now she avoids failures and gets far finer flavor. Another Certo ad. We've seen several of those. And then on the back, 25th anniversary gift, silver plate sandwich tray. And I'll probably do a second one of these shows because I have so many left. Um, Trying to see what else is in here. Let's see what else. Pick magazines. Yeah, the ones down the bottom here are a little bit newer. Um, yeah, so let me. Here's a farm journal from 1931. So got a tractor on the front, and then on the back, uh, it's get fine vineyard stuff. So order forms for seeds and such, I guess. See if anybody collects farm stuff here. We'll go ahead and start this. That's running. Let me show you how to make $1 do the work of $2. Copper steel fencing. It's an Oakland 8 Pontiac 6 with bodies by Fisher. So some kind of car ad there. Gargle every 2 hours. Another Listerine ad. Courtship of the Duke. So all these magazines have stories in them, even the farm one. Here's a tobacco ad. Granger Rough Cut. Here's an ad for the 1931 McCormick Reaper or International Harvester Company truck. I guess that's them. We get into all kind of ads back here. All right, no interest in the farm magazine. All right, here's a Christmas issue of Modern Priscilla. So Christmas greetings. This one's December of 1928, so just under 100 years old. And then on the back, we have an ad for Super Suds. Oh, he's like, that's a cool pattern, cool China pattern there. As I mentioned earlier, China is one of the things that I sell a ton of. And let's go ahead and start this, and it is running. So we got an Ivory Soap Flakes commercial or advertisement. Thank you, Orange Moon Vintage Company. It does have a little tear here on that page. Wee fillers for their stockings. So this is probably gonna have a lot of Christmas stuff in it. Yeah, new recipes for the Christmas dinner. Apple stuffing for goose, a roast goose, plum pudding. If anybody who wins this makes roast goose for Christmas, let me know. Here's a Campbell soup ad. Diamond Walnuts, California's finest. Metropolitan Life Insurance ad. Here's a Camel Cigarettes ad. Church and Company's baking soda ad. And we have a White House coffee and a cream cheese ad. All right, Orange Moon Vintage, thank you so much. Let's see what's on the back real quick. Look at Santa the mailman there. Chipso, quick sides. All right, got about 30 minutes left, so we'll make it through a few more here. I got right there. All right, here's another Modern Priscilla. This one is from 1928. It's like almost like a gypsy or something on the front here. Then on the back, Chipso hot water instant suds. You can soak the hard work right out of your wash day. So that looks like loads of fun. Washing dishes and maybe clothes as well at the same time. Hey, Victor. Hey, Elias. Dawn Har. Gaming with Hunter. Anybody else I missed? All right. At this point, I do have some postcards, but I'll probably tell you what. Next, I'm going to do another one of these shows since I have so many left, and I'll just put postcards in the title too. So make sure you're following me and keep an eye out. And I'll try to do one maybe next week, if not next week, the week after. So, all right. So let's go ahead and run this. So we have a Procter and Gamble ad. Yeah, I mean, I have postcards, I've got photo slides, I have pictures, I have just pretty much, well, there's just a little bit of what I have, and then my garage is completely full as well. Pastel tints on white linens. Special recipes from the pruning plant. Peppers with deviled cheese stuffing, spaghetti ring with stuffed eggs, chipped beef and eggs, bacon rarebit, and pimento cheese. The spaghetti ring with stuffed eggs sounds interesting. Has that got gelatin in it? Nope. And then we have applique cut work. Thank you, Bijou Bells. Here's National Bellis Hess Company catalog ad. Junket. Used to use Junket to make ice cream. I think it's like, what is it, like rennet or something? Let's see what's on the back page here real quick. Well, I can get to it. Trifles. That's a cool picture. All right, thank you. That will be coming your way. All right, let me find your stack. And that will go with your other one. And let's see what we got. We got 27 minutes or so left. Well, let's see if there's any interest in this Saturday Evening Post from 1903. Wow, that's an old one. Um, has been folded. I guess it's almost more like a newspaper, and it's got a tear right here. But it's from January 3rd, 1903. Um, the Saturday Evening Post begins the new year with a paid circulation of more than 425,000. Let's see what's on the back. Yeah, so I think it's split along the fold here. $10 secures a home site like this. Homes have gotten a little more expensive. We just got our tax appraisals, and it was crazy how much they went up. So, oops. Well, I ripped this one just a little bit more than it was, but it is from 1903, and I will be more careful turning the rest. But yeah, you can see this does have along all the folds and stuff, but it is 126 years old, roughly 124 years old. So let's see what else in here, and we'll go ahead and run this one. It is running. So a 1903 Saturday Evening Post. Got to be careful with this one. The Money Kings of the World. The Lover by Theodore Roberts. O's Head by Lloyd Osborne. So lots of good illustrations in here. I assume this is before Norman Rockwell started doing The Pit. Here's an ad for the Equitable. My granddad worked for the Equitable in Charlotte, North Carolina. Bicycle playing cards ad. All right, no interest in the 1903 Saturday Evening Post. Then here's an ad for Ladies Home Journal. Let's just see what's on the back real quick, and then we'll run the next one. A railroad ad here. All right, we'll set that aside for another day. Let's do this one. Here's another one of these Pick magazines. I can do it out here. And this has Harry Truman on the cover. Harry Truman at age 24. This magazine's from 1948. On the back, we have an ad for Robley Campus Raglan's shoes. All right, let me go ahead and start this one, and it is running. Van Heusen shirts ad. How to Pass a Genius. Here's an Air France ad. Something for the girls. When they were your age. So there's that's Joseph Martin, George Marshall. There's Dwight Eisenhower. We took the Arctic route. There's Cookie Lavagetto. So we're into the sports section now of this. Young Man of the Month, Stanley Hiller is California's helicopter king at 22. All right, no interest in that one. All right, we'll run a couple more here. Here's another Needlecraft magazine from 1931. And this is another one of those international series one that looks like this one's India. And then on the back, we have a Camel cigarette ad. Surprise, surprise. Ace Wald, Party Plumbing, Selena Smith, Beanie's Bundles, anybody else that I've missed. Thanks for coming in. Kind of in the home stretch here now. We've been going for a while. So let me go ahead and get this one started. Everything starts at $3. Shipping's capped at $9.21. And this one is running. So here's a Listerine, I believe it is. Ad, yeah, gargle Listerine every 2 hours. I guess you got to just carry a bottle with you. These grape leaf linens are useful in every way. Here's a shredded wheat ad. Shopping novelties. So you can order these little elephants here. Here's some stationery. Old money and stamps wanted. Balloons and butterflies to decorate your bridge sets. Back when bridge was very popular. Here's an electric bridge lamp and a banjo clock. All right. Let's see. We'll run a couple more. Hey, Evan May, stick with Jess. Anybody else I missed? Thanks for coming in. Here's a Needlecraft Home Arts magazine. This one is from 1934, April of 1934. And on the back, we have a Lucky Strike ad. Always the finest tobacco and only the center leaves. Another listerine ad. Let's go and get this one started, and it is off and running. The Tiger in the House. I guess that's yeah. So I guess the tiger's the cold. Anemone tea cloth. Here's an ad for JP and Coats thread makers. As I mentioned earlier, if you ever find their spools, they sell real well. The Nigella. You got some ads along the edge here. You can't kill colds, but you can control them. Vicks. Just a little tear down there. Corns. Dr. Scholl's Xenopads or Xynopads. Use Bixby's Jet Oil. Liquid shoe polish. Let's see what's on the back here. All right, no interest in that one. Yeah, the back was just another linen pattern. All right, tell you what, I'll do one more, and then we'll probably call it quits for today. Go get ready to go to trivia. Uh, Try to find one with a cool cover here. Yes, the tape. The tape they used on these things was industrial. Okay. All right. This one's a Needlecraft Home Arts magazine from 1934. So you got this lady doing using a spinning wheel here, and her dog's watching her. Then on the back, add to your own rose garden collection. You get 12 ever blooming roses. It does have a little square on the corner there. And we have a, let me go ahead and start this one. That's running. We have a Bon Ami. It's a powder cleanser ad. Here's some patterns. I can't afford to have my cakes fail. Some women may be able to waste 35 cents worth of cake ingredients, but not her. Thank you, Bijou Bell. Keep going with Pep. So Kellogg's Pep toasted wheat plus extra bran. Here's a Lux ad. Mr. Coffee Nerves meets his match. Hold your man, let Florence do the cooking. Like a range there. All right, Bijou Bell. All right, we will end on that one. And yeah, make sure I'll run another round of these. And next time, um, tell you what, was whoever asked for postcards, are you still in here? I'll run one lot of postcards because I can grab some real quick over here if you want me to. Let me get this back in the thing here. And then we will end on that. Just see if there's any postcard interest. I have so many postcards I need to move out. And what I'll do is I'll just start it for a minute and then just keep building a stack as long as somebody's bidding. So let me find your stack. Bijou Bell, I think it's up here. All right, so we'll finish on a few postcards that I just grabbed out of here. So let me pin that. Let me go here, function, pin. All right, I'll put like 10 down, then I'll start the clock. And then, so here's a birthday postcard. It's not posted. It does have a birthday message written on the back. So there's one. There's another birthday one. It's again got 1910s, what it says. There's just a best wishes. That one does have a stamp on it. To greet you a bright birthday. That one's cool. Best wishes. All right, tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead and start this. We'll run it for a minute, $3 start, and we'll just keep putting them down the whole time. That one's signed. Then there's another floral one, another flower. This one's all glittered up here from Gertrude. Um, Here's another glittered up one, and another glittered up one. All these are embossed. If you can see on the back, Bone Fate, or I don't speak French. That one's cool. It's all glittered up as well. Greetings from Alvera Street, Los Angeles, California. That one looks to be hand tinted. Another hand tinted one. Ooh, this one's cool. It's got feathers on it. It's made with feathers. It's like a bird. Looks like it might have been in a scrapbook. Then you have this one here. There's another hand tinted rose. There's a best wishes. It's got like a piece of fabric on it. Thinking of you. Try to go fast to get y'all as many as I can here. There's that one. November, the chrysanthemum. Happy birthday. Another hand tinted embossed. That one's like puffy. It's the best way to describe that. There's another hand tinted Easter greetings. Birthday greetings. All right, Bijou Bells one. I had this one on my hand, so we'll put it down as well. And that whole stack will come your way. All right, appreciate it. We'll end there. And let me go see if there's somebody to raid real quick. And yeah, if you're not following, make sure you follow me, keep an eye out, bookmark my shows. I'll try to come on again maybe in the next week or two. And everybody have a great rest of your Wednesday. Wish me luck at trivia. All right, raid. Stick with me while we raid somebody here real quick. I was looking for somebody else who's doing ephemera. There's got to be somebody doing ephemera. There we go. We'll go raid. How about Vita Beth? It says they're doing ephemera. So here we go. We'll go over and raid them. Everybody have a great day.